Welcome to the Deep Dive. We sift through the noise to bring you, the clearest insights we can find. Today, we're doing a deep dive into planning. The real foundations, the practical steps. Think of it like creating a map, getting you from where you are now to where you really want to be. And this isn't just for managers, It applies everywhere. Business, personal projects, life changes. Our guide today is Learner's Notes, planning and its characteristics. And our mission, to pull out those key nuggets of insight for you. Okay, let's unpack this. What makes a plan, actually work? Let's start with the core characteristics. First up, planning is always goal-oriented. Seems obvious, maybe. But the source points out it's about the precision of the goal. It's not just having a goal, it's having a really clear, measurable one. Like a school aiming, let's say, to increase test scores by 10%. That number, it dictates everything. Or maybe a startup targeting 10,000 active users by Q4. Fuzzy goals just lead to fuzzy effort, right? But a sharp goal, laser focus. Okay, next characteristic, planning is proactive. It's about looking ahead, forecasting. And this isn't just like gazing into a crystal ball. The source talks about understanding trends, applying critical thinking to what might happen. Think about a school board. Maybe they see enrollment numbers climbing.
So they don't wait for overcrowded classrooms.
Exactly. They proactively plan, hire more teachers, maybe build an extra classroom before it becomes a crisis.
It's like playing chess. Thinking moves ahead, not just reacting.
Building the bridge before you reach the river.
And that anticipation, that foresight, it's not just intuition, is it? It really underscores that planning is fundamentally an intellectual process. But what does that deep thinking really involve? Beyond just, say, crunching numbers.
Great question. It's about connecting the dots, really. Synthesizing different pieces of information, like a school principal looking at attendance data and exam results together, trying to see the bigger picture, diagnose the real underlying issue, not just the symptom.
I see. And that synthesis, that understanding, it must lead to choices.
Absolutely. Which brings us to choice and decision-making. Planning forces you to weigh options. Like that school deciding, do we buy 20 new desktops or maybe 50 used laptops? Which serves the goal better?
Each choice has real consequences down the line.
Right. And the intellectual work up front helps make sure it's the right choice, or at least the most informed one. Okay, so we've got the characteristics. Goal-oriented, proactive, intellectual involves choice. But knowing what good planning is, that's only half the battle. How do you actually do it? The source gives us a step-by-step of the planning process. And interestingly, it starts before you even write down task one. It begins with establishing the work context. So imagine a principal reviewing national education policy, maybe getting feedback from students, parents.
Gathering all the background information first.
Exactly. Understanding the landscape. Then you move to establishing priorities. This is where you set those clear objectives, like get 90% of students reading at grade level. Or maybe have 75% of students join a sports team. Specific targets.
And if we sort of connect this back, even the best context and priorities, they need a solid plan to become reality, right? Which leads to developing the appropriate plan. This is your detailed blueprint. It spells out who does what, by when, with what resources. Very concrete.
Like teacher training happens October 1st, new books arrive by November 1st. That level of detail.
Precisely. And then maybe the most critical step, honestly, securing the cooperation of everyone involved. Staff, students, parents, the wider community.
You mean getting buy-in?
Yes, exactly. Buy-in is crucial. Holding meetings, sending newsletters, partnering up, whatever it takes, making sure everyone feels part of it, understands the why.
And one last crucial point the source makes. Planning is a continuous process. It's not like you make the plan, frame it, and hang it on the wall.
No, definitely not. It's alive.
Right. You revisit it, you adjust. Maybe those initial test scores aren't improving fast enough.
Yeah.
So you look at the data, maybe add after-school tutoring. You adapt.
It's a cycle. Plan, act, review, adjust, then repeat.
So let's wrap this up. What does this all mean for you? We've seen the effect of planning. It needs clear goals. It needs you to look ahead proactively. It demands real brain power, making tough choices. And crucially, it needs teamwork, collaboration.
And it's never truly finished. It's an ongoing cycle.
Absolutely. A dynamic process, not a static document.
So here's something to think about. We've talked about these characteristics, this process, mostly in terms of, schools or maybe businesses. But consider those elements. Clear goals, anticipating challenges, making informed choices, getting others on board. How could applying this kind of structured thinking transform an area of your own life? What's your map from where you are now to where you really want to be? Something to mull over.